Welcome back to the Money Mom Show. This is your host, Sherri Gray, and this is a special edition of the Money Mom Show. I have with me my husband, Davon Gray, and we've been talking about how to get reluctant spouses on board so that you and your spouse can come together and reach common financial goals. And we've been talking about everything, how spouses need to work together and the importance of it. One of the things I want to ask you, Davon, is, and we kind of touched on this before as well, but what advice would you give to husbands wanting to get their wives on board financially?
Well, the first thing I would say is be patient. Be very, very patient, and number one, realize that, and this is hard for all of us at different points, is when you receive your epiphany on something, not everybody usually gets the epiphany at the same time. The vision is given to the visionary. And the job of the visionary then becomes to find the best way to win the other person over. Influence, if you think about it, that word fluence, you think of the word fluency, speaking the same, you're very good at speaking what you speak, and that's, you're looking to get influence with the other person. You're looking to get them to talk the same language you do and to get them to think the same, not so much in a monolithic way, but get to understand what you're thinking and why. And I think that's really the most important thing, is that, you come and you say, I want to do this and this and this and this with our finances, and you have to realize that, number one, it's not yours, it's ours, so it's a plural there. And but also when you're doing things, you got to explain why you want to do this. Why is this important?
Yes. That's what's
and
true,
then having that visual goal in mind is good too. Sorry about that.
No problem. No, like you were saying, that's so important. Why do you want to do it? It's like, yeah, we want to do it, but what's the end result? What are we trying to achieve? I know for, my advice, going back to what we talked about before, my advice for a wife who is trying to win over a reluctant husband, trying to get them on board with the finances, kind of a combination of what you said and what I have said. You have to have tangible goals. You have to also show that there's not only sacrifice, but there's reward, because the person, if all they see is what they're not getting, they're never going to be on board. And you also have to acknowledge your reluctant spouse's small victories, realizing that it's going to take the time for that spouse to come around. And if they just, instead of buying lunch every day, maybe they took their lunch in to work one day a week, to begin with. Acknowledge it. Say, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate you doing that. I really, helping us reach the financial goals, one lunch at a time, whatever, however you want to put it. And for a wife to a husband, if you just acknowledge them and show them that you're proud of them, and you show them that, that even if it's small in your eyes, that they've done something that you think is great, it's going to make them want to do more of that. And also understand that there are times when you have to step back and understand that you're going to win your husband over, not with words all the time, but by your behavior, by what you do, not by always what you say.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you win a war one battle at a time. And oftentimes, that first battle may just be, like you said, the lunch. That may be the first battle. It could be other things. But, whatever it is, get the battle, win the battle, celebrate for a moment, let everybody start to see the momentum that's building and say, wow, even that's with goal setting, whatever you're trying to do in life, when you set a goal, understand, if I say I'm here in Washington, D.C., and I want to drive to Miami, Florida, there's some cities in between. And so you got to go one city at a time. You can't just, unless you're flying, you go from there to Miami, and even that, you still got to fly over some other places. So there are other destinations that are in the middle of getting to your final destination.